evening. Today is June 15th, and this is The View with Catherine Chang. Today's topics are Beijing's second outbreak and Taiwan's false alarm, and Taipei mayor against the Iron Minister, A-Chung. First, I want to talk about Beijing's second outbreak and Taiwan's false alarm. Both Taiwan and Beijing had news related to the virus outbreak over the weekend. In Taiwan, it is lucky that it's just a false alarm. 15 students in a Kaohsiung Junior High School shown syndrome of upper respiratory tract infection, when basically it's just a regular cold. However, Beijing is not that lucky. Until today, Beijing has 79 confirmed cases in less than 5 days, and they are now going through a major lockdown. The problem is, will this be concerned as a second outbreak of coronavirus? Will Beijing become the second Wuhan? Currently, most of the 79 confirmed cases are related to the新发地market. And during the press conference this morning, the Beijing authorities detected coronavirus on a salmon chopping board. Beijing authorities emphasized that according to the genetic sequence of the virus seems to come from Europe. Is Beijing trying to pin the blame on Europe? But I really have to say, Beijing went fast this time, including, first, 1,500 armed forces, police forces entered Beijing and locked down the market that started the outbreak. And second, 3 officials were fired today, and one of them is the general manager of the新发地market. Third, Beijing is testing 46,000 citizens for a complete threat of the virus. I remember U.S. President Donald Trump once said that he thinks it is mysterious that the virus went everywhere instead of Beijing. Yet, it really invaded Beijing. When coronavirus first broke out in China, it was the Huanan market in Wuhan, and it is said that the bat was the reason. And what about this time at新发地market in Beijing? Salmon? Yet, both Hong Kong and Taiwan experts think that it is not possible for salmon to transmit the virus. Second, Taipei mayor against the Iron Minister A-Chung. Former Kaohsiung Mayor Han Kuo-yu was just recalled, and Taipei Mayor Ko Wen-je and his wife are now criticizing the so-called Iron Minister Chen Shizhong. Well, this is the second time the mayor's wife criticized A-Chung. She even ironically said that what A-Chung is doing now is to prevent himself from falling off the altar. She also said if this is the attitude toward precautionary measures, then she, as someone not an expert in the field, can replace him easily. To be honest, I think what she said was very inappropriate because Chen Shizhong did a great job on the precautionary measures, and he even earned Taiwan the excellent reputations of the Taiwan model and received a 97% approval rate from the Taiwanese people. Why are Taipei Mayor Ko Wen-je and his wife criticizing A-Chung? Well, a couple of reasons, I think. First, for the 2022 mayoral election, because Chen Shizhong might run for Taipei mayor and Mayor Ke has his own candidate. That might explain why they attack him. Second, Ko Wen-je was a doctor. Chen Shizhong was a dentist, and the current vice president Lai Ching-te was a doctor too. 3 of them have the background with the med, and they might be competitors for the 2024 presidential election. Personally, I think Mayor Ke rushed too fast. It is very unwise to criticize CCC head Chen Shizhong since the Taiwanese people love him so much. Such a move not only won't attract more supporters, but also might end up with losing more supporters. Here are the top stories. Today, we have 2 confirmed cases. They are imported cases, and it's a couple travel from Bangladesh. And Time magazine published an article to praise Taiwan. The title is The Best Global Responses to COVID-19 Pandemic. It wrote, in these initial days of an outbreak, the only things as bad as being the epicenter of a global pandemic is being right next door to one, especially one that has it out for you, politically speaking. Despite that, Taiwan has managed a truly admirable response in less than ideal circumstances. And also, Medical officials held briefing for the public daily, and businesses were kept open by using aggressive precautionary measures. Throughout, the government's centralized response was seen as, convincing and credible. It certainly didn't hurt that Taiwan's vice president is an epidemiologist. And it also wrote, "You are not China's neighbor without learning something along the way, and the SARS experience helped gird Taiwan for pandemics." Compared to Taiwan's excellent performance throughout the pandemic, China seems to be going through severe circumstances. As I mentioned earlier, and also the Wall Street Journal published an article, "Beijing coronavirus outbreak tied to huge market sparks resurgence concerns." And it wrote, Beijing has, recorded almost 80 new cases by Sunday, all locally transmitted and linked to新发地market, a sprawling meat and vegetables wholesale market in the southwestern district of Fengtai, and that supplies, most of the cities, the Beijing's, the fruit and vegetables. And British daily newspaper The Guardian stated that Beijing closes 10 new residential compounds as new cases confirms. Beijing officials said that, as midnight of Monday, 10 residential communities near the Yuquandong market in Haiding and also had been closed, and residents were put under home quarantine in order to kind of take nucleic acid tests. And the areas will be under 24 hours. We're talking about the area will be under 24 hours supervision and disinfected. The Yuquandong market had been closed since Saturday. Except for that, we know that facing the important tasks in the fight against COVID-19, the chief epidemiologist of the Chinese CDC and Prevention, Zheng Guang, he warned that, like the rest of the country, most of the population in Beijing is susceptible to COVID-19. Fortunately, Beijing found it earlier and moved fast. This step that Beijing is going through is the biggest one after the whole country experienced a calm period. We know that he also revealed that preliminary results from viral gene sequencing show that the virus strain in Beijing does not resemble whatever the type widely circulating in the country. That means that it's not from China. He also pointed that it might come from Europe. But no matter whether it came from Europe or not, the virus originally came from Wuhan. So what exactly this virus is about? Is it even stronger virus compared to COVID-19? The expert warned that the second wave of the virus will be more deadly than the first outbreak. Wow, think about that. So we have to, be, focused on this, and we have to watching. So everybody, if you go out, still, wear your mask and keep the social distancing. That is very important. How about your Monday? Mine is great. So I'm going to continue, the whole Monday. After the show, we'll go home and eat dinner, something like that. So I wish you a good day. I'm Catherine Chang, and this is The View. I'll see you tomorrow.